She mumbled that last bit so quietly I couldn't hear her.
ちょっと、市松さん
Oh god. Huh?
あ
Stupid. It better not be stupid Ayaka. If I turn around and see stupid Ayaka, someone's gonna get hurt.
Bruh.
Ah, what? Yes, sir. What's going on, YouTube? My name is VitaminDStain, and welcome back to some Kinkoi Golden Loveriche. I know. Look, I've realized I got an addiction with this visual novel. I don't know what it is, but I totally forgot about Cafe Stella. Thanks to it. Yeah, crazy. Welcome to episode 7. If you've not seen episode 6, go ahead and watch. It's going to be in your right hand corner right here. Go ahead and watch it. You already know the drill. If you have any game suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see games like these or horror games, whatever it is, I'll check it out. And if I don't like it, I'll tell you. And yeah, if you do happen to enjoy this video, consider subscribing and hitting that like for your boy, because I'm goated. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. I have no time to waste today, and I have an 8:30 bedtime because I go to the gym early. Heck yeah. Yeah, rainy days. Yes, sir. I head to the school in the rain again today.
あら、何かいいことあった
Not really. It wasn't as if something nice happened. Just something ordinary, that was all.
おいす濡れちゃった
Oh, you're wet. Okay, sorry. There's kids watching. You need to relax.
大変エル、タオルは今ご用意します
Yes, LA, what's up? Class was the same as ever, too. Though the thunder had stopped, the weather was still drizzly and gloomy, but that didn't seem too awful. Nothing wrong with a little gloomy weather, come on. I like rain. However, sudden downpours have happened more often lately, but it feels like we're getting longer spells of rain than makes sense for the season too. Regardless of whatever mood the weather put me in, this rain did cause problems, and I forgot to start the timer. 3 in particular. Number 1, in the end, rain was still depressing. Who really knows why? Number 2, it was fine on weekdays, but it was boring to not be able to go out on days off. It wasn't an inconvenience to go to school since the academy and dorms were close by, but it required a pretty lengthy walk to go from the dorms in this city. And it was a bit tough to go into town on rainy days. I wish it would be sunny on days off. Incidentally, today was November 2nd, Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, was Culture Day, and the 4th and 5th were the weekend. Put another way, it was a 3-day weekend. And on a 3-day holiday, I hoped that at least one of those days would have decent weather. As for number 3... What? What's number 3? Don't tell me it's Ayaka. I headed back to the dorm. One rainy day after another just made everything feel melancholic. Even the air in the dorm foyer felt stagnant. Well, that aside, I knocked at the room next door. Then I waited a while. She must have been asleep. Rio walked out and looked less than amused. Why is she wearing the cat fit still? Did she not wash her clothes? She's disgusting. Another headache, huh?
なんか用か
Nah, yesterday seemed rough on you, so I wondered if you were okay. Number 3, we couldn't go to the roof. That could have some small part in why Rio's mood refused to improve. But you can't be like that just because of some silly goofy roof. Come on.
分かってんなら起こすな
Shut up. What a baby. Sorry about that. Why are you sleeping at 5:30 in the afternoon, though?
うるせえなえ、5時半もう
You didn't realize?
頭痛いからグダグダしてたらいつの間にか
Time flies when you're smoking crack. Don't smoke. And after how soundly you slept last night, too.
俺寝ようと思えば永遠に寝れるから
Okay. You make that sound like a special ability, but it's more of a defect if you ask me.
ああ、雨は止んでねえのか
Yeah. I put everything on hold for today, which was why I tried coming over to visit. Don't tch me. She apparently didn't care for my wife's cracks and clicked her tongue with displeasure. Uh-oh. Then as she gazed out the window. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
はあ
What?
雨やまねえかな
Are you ever gonna shut up? That's the real question. Agreed. The roof. I wouldn't go so far as to say I was looking forward to going, but it was on my mind for whatever reason after not being able to visit for an entire week. Y'all are a bunch of lames.
ねえ、オールくん
Huh? Her energy just switched completely. Why is she talking to me like that? Huh?
お願いがあるの
Oh, that's why.
私のお願い
Of
聞い
course.
てくれる
What's up? Did your headache short circuit your brain?
タバコがもう切れそうなの。山を降りるのめんどいから買ってきてくれない？ねえ、リアのおねが
Why is she acting like that? Gross.
殺すぞこら。
I guess gross was stepping over the line. Guess she was in desperate need of a resupply too. While living in this dorm, your only shopping options, or put another way, the only way you could acquire supplies were the school cafeteria, school store, or the cafe or convenience store in the dorm. Every other little thing required climbing down the hill. This went without saying, but they didn't sell cigarettes in the dorm. I know how you feel. It really puts me out when I run out of cup noodles too. It might have been out of pride as an elite school, but they didn't sell anything scruffy like cup noodles in either the convenience or school store. That's whack. How are you not gonna have that maruchan? Come on. I'd run out of my precious stockpile if I couldn't go out shopping over this 3-day weekend. It would suck to go shopping in the rain too. What a huge pain.
どうしよう。車。
The smoker looked like she was worried too. But
あ、でもそっか、明日。
oh, something that I forgot to say, guys. Like for real, this is probably gonna be the shortest Kinkoi episode ever. Because, like I said, I need to go to bed early, and unfortunately, this is all I have time for today. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys could appreciate a little break from the length, you know, because, you know, I've been super girthy and lengthy with those vids. I know, I'm sorry. Yeah? What about tomorrow? What's up?
いや、明日車が迎えに来るから、そこで変えたわ。
Huh? You're going out? This was the first time she had some business to attend to outside of the academy. Where are you going? Huh? She smiled impishly for some reason.
教える義理はねえよ。教えなくても知ってるかもだし。
Huh? Excuse me, I hiccuped up at the same time. She mumbled that last bit so quietly I couldn't hear her.
ちょっと、市松さん。
Oh god. Huh?
あ、
Stupid. It better not be stupid Ayaka. If I turn around and see stupid Ayaka, someone's gonna get hurt.
Bruh.
Ah! Why? Ah! Sorry, that was unnecessary. Certain someone walked towards us from off to the side.
あまり外に顔を見せないでと言っているでしょ。ここはみんなに見られやすいんだから。
I'm gonna say it again. This your girl, Daniel? That's gonna be the whole phrase for this entire series. This your girl? Whoops. Now that she'd said something, I noticed a number of female students were glancing over at me. It was fine as long as I was coming or going, but I guess it was bad if I had drawn out conversation out in open. They might not have hated me, but I still scared them. Probably best to back down. Shrugged my shoulders and...
うぜえ嫌がらせしてんじゃねえよ。は？
It wasn't that Jogasaki knows the person I had been speaking to. Come to think of it, she told me not to talk to Ria the other day, hadn't she?
相変わらずだな、てめえは。別に、私は寮の総意を代弁しているだけよ。
I like this. Put her in her place, Ria. Put her in her place. Jogasaki looked blatantly disturbed by Ria's comment, and it appeared Ria was her weakness. She looked sad. I feel kind of bad for Ayaka now. I'm sorry. Nah, never mind. I'm lying.
代弁ね。国民の声の代弁はマスコミさんのお得意だもんな。そいつが随分偏ってるってのが最近のテレビ業界衰退の一因とは聞くけど。うるさい。
Oh, the media? Oh wait, wasn't Jogasaki's family?
天下の星テレビの会長様だぜ。
Yeah, I remember hearing about that once before.
うるさい!
Jogasaki cried out. Eh? Well, not that I really care what her circumstances were. Also, what was her connection with Ria? I was curious, but...
とにかく、あなたは部屋から出ないで。あと相馬さんにもあまり近づかないよう忠告したわよ。
Yeah.
相馬さんは。
Huh?
あ?
Yeah, huh? Why are you moaning in my ear?
明日、忘れないように。
She wandered off after making that loud declaration. What the heck was that all about?
面倒なのに気に入られたな、お前も。
No, protagonist, please don't fall for her, please. Good thing she's pretty. If she were ugly, I probably would have hit her by now. Hey, I don't think you're allowed to say that. It's 2023. You can't be saying stuff like that no more. That's hilarious. Rio had a knowing smirk on her
俺
face.
には近づくなって言われてるわけ？
Yeah. Not that I was going to listen to her anyway. We're close enough that we share a couple of secrets after all.
図に乗んな。
Why is she always so spicy?
銀のラブリッチェ同盟としちゃ近づかれなくなるのも困るけどよ。
Luckily, Rio seemed to think more highly of me than Jogasaki in her own little way. Thank goodness. I didn't want my neighbor to hate me. How's your headache? Gonna come over to watch movies again today?
2日連続で部屋に連れ込んでセックスビデオを延々垂れ流し、そのまま女を止めていくのか。
I see no problem here. I'll call it quits for today. See ya.
ああ、
Rio withdrew into her room. Guess I'll head back, too.
明日の準備しねえと。
4? She's being weird. I couldn't hear whatever Rio had whispered under her breath. Yeah, same. And I don't speak Japanese. I understand some, but I don't speak it fully. I ended up forgetting to ask Rio what she had planned for tomorrow. Then again, I bet she wouldn't have told me even if I had. As for me, I didn't have anything special planned, just going to buy cup noodles if the rain let up. I looked out the window. Just bring Reina over. Reina's cool. The rain still wasn't showing any signs of letting up. And that sucks. I love the rain though. Nothing better than the
というわ
rain.
けで、昨日も今日も先輩はお隣さんと仲良くしてるみたいです。ほらやっぱり女子を部屋に連れ込んでいかがわしいことをしてるんだわ。不良同士でお似合いじゃない。そのまま一緒にここからいなくなればいいのよ。一匹狼同士仲良くなったってことかな。ちょっと違う気がします。違うと言いますと、先輩とお隣さんすごく親密な感じなんです。付き合ってる。ああ、もうそんな関係に手が早いですわ。けだものですわ。そんな男女交際なんて私たちには早すぎます。どうなんだろう。私付き合うとかよくわからないからうまく言えないんですけど。寒気がしてきた。やっぱりあいつ即刻ここから叩き出すべきだわ。
This is why your name is Second Year Girl B, because you're stupid.
現場を見たならともかく証拠がないからね。はい、私もそういうところは見てません。要警戒。
Y'all weird. Y'all weird. Y'all not have things to do?
金色ラブリッ
Like make a sandwich? I'm hungry. November 3rd, Culture Day. It was a big deal that this day came on Friday this year. That made for a 3-day weekend.
雨だけどね。
Mommy? I mean, Reina? Sure is. It had been raining cats and dogs all week, and it showed no signs of stopping even as we went into our break.
オーロが来てから初だっけ、この寮の最大の欠点。
Yeah. You can't go out when it rains.
イエス。どうしても出たいって子はタクシー呼ぶんだけどね。
That sounds like something a rich person would do. We couldn't do that.
昔はそういう子も多かったけど、だんだんめんどくさくなって今では少数。本来3連休ともなると、みんな実家に帰るのを第一に考えるんだけど、1日目で出花をくじかれると、そういう子も少数。つまりこの3連休、みんなこの寮から出られない感じにな
That
っていく。
sucks.
この3連休は下がるよ、この寮。
Is it? The whole atmosphere in the dorm was pretty down in the dumps today. The first 3 consecutive holidays, in spite of how cheerful these days should be, it was nothing short of gloomy. Speaking of gloomy, isn't it pretty dim in here today?
照明っていうか、コンビニとかが開いてないのよ。補給日だから。
Oh yeah, she was right. The well-lit convenience store and cafe in the foyer had their lights off for the day. That only made the room seem that much darker.
何より問題は、今日寒い。
Now that you mention it, it is a little cold. It felt like the temperature dropped out of nowhere the second November started. Maybe the rain had made it even colder? The humid wind felt quite cold to the touch. I could manage somehow with the heater on full blast, but leaving it on full tilt would make the different indoor and outdoor temperatures all the more staggering, leaving my head lukewarm and my feet cold. Maybe I should buy an air circulator?
総合して嫌な一日だね。
Guess so. That was the kind of day it was. Between the weather conditions and every other factor coupled in, it was kind of a sucky day. It wasn't like anything had really happened though. If something did happen, it would probably make for an even more horrendous day.
はあ、テレビでも見よっか。
Sure. I turned it on. That said, it was still Friday. There was no way anything fun would be on. Eh? What? Things got more exciting in an instant. Live performance by Maria Bishop? For real? Hey, Reina! Record!
はいはい。
Rhea had to get ready for something. Rhea didn't tell him why. You're telling me Rhea ain't her? No one can convince me otherwise. And if you know, don't spoil it. Shut up. Don't say anything, alright? Thanks. Appreciate you. I'd give you a kiss if I could, and if it wasn't illegal. Anyways, there was a commercial for a live performance by Maria Bishop tonight on Hoshi TV's musical program. Persistent commercials for these sorts of programs were a depressingly large reason for the decline of the TV industry, but they did come in handy sometimes. I set my DVR, which had nothing but movies on it, to record that TV show. Wow, they had an event like this? Today's a great day.
単純かよ。幸せが身近でいいですにゃ、オーロさんは。
Yeah. Well, I was getting hyped over this and that.
こんにちは。ぐえ。
Oh god, not Kyoto. Kyoto. Hmm? I got a knock on the door. Yeah?
あら。あ、レーナも。
Is Ellie just gonna always wear that outfit now? Alright. So, you came?
まったくお姉様。
Jeez.
最近暇ができるとこの男のことばかりですわね。
お邪魔します。ご迷惑ではなかったですか？
You're fine, but what's up?
今日は時間ができたから何か楽しいことはないかと思って。
Nah, bro, you're talking to the guy that hardly leaves his room. That essentially meant she hadn't come for any reason in particular. It wasn't like she was a bother or anything. May as well welcome her. And then... Oh god.
あら？
A classmate happened to pass by. After acknowledging myself in Soi's group, Jogasaki scowled for a moment.
あやか。ねえ、あなたも遊ばない？
What a terrible idea, Sylvia.
今日は忙しいの。
Off she went. On another look, a limousine had pulled up to the front door. She got in and disappeared over the next horizon. She apparently had better places to be.
残念。あやかとも遊びたかったのに。
Not I. Are you close to Jogasaki, Sylvie? I hadn't seen the two of them interact with one another, but Sylvie's behavior suggested that they were quite close.
もちろん。古い付き合いよ。
What?
彼女は日本のテレビ局を仕切る身ですから。
Wow.
ソルティレージ王室とは近
Oh,
しい
that
ですわ。
sucks. That's how it is? So she had a reason for it. That was a relief.
前まではプライベートでもよく遊んだわ。あやかは日本のことを何でも知っているから。
Is that right? They were also close on a personal level. It would be awful if Jogasaki were to start squawking about my relationship with Sylvie, too. Considering she hadn't said a single word to me up until today, that might mean she couldn't meddle with Sylvie's personal affairs. Although there was no telling how this would play out yet. For Aurels, I have no idea how this will play out. Well, alright. Come in. It's cramped, though.
オーラの部屋って楽しくって好きや。
Stop lying.
相変わらず汚れてますこと。
Shut up, Mina! Leave Mina at home, dude.
前回よりやや散らかりましたね。片付けは定期的にしないとダメですよ。
Elodie, stop being my mom. Okay. Yeah, for real. That's my exact reaction. I ignored the lecture from the pair of annoying mothers. So, what did you come here for today?
あのね、この前は結局野球ばかりしていて、お休みを楽しめなかったでしょ？
Oh, that's right.
今日はオーロとゆっくりお話ししたいなって思ったの。ほら、
Oh, that
この
was
前
pretty
のお
nice.
茶会みたい
Thank you.
に。まあ、お茶会はちょっと難しいみたいだけど。
Sylvie smirked wryly and glanced out the window. Clearly, she had no intention of having me join her outdoors for tea, but... If that's all it is, then welcome, my dear maid. Bring out the Ramoon.
あいあいさ
I'll put the easily utilized one to work. Oh, not Reina. You can't do her like that. I love Reina.
レイナはオーラのメイドになったの？日本のメイドはアイアイサーと返事しますの？おい、持ってきたよ。
I guess having 5 people in a 214 square foot room was a little crowded. Oh well, we could compete for whatever space worked in. Relax. I don't know. I mean, from here it looked kind of not crowded.
この前来た時から思っていたけれど、私ね、こういう感じの部屋に住むのが夢なの。
What? I thought princesses could only sleep in a room if it was covered top to bottom and rose petaled.
どこから来たイメージですか？
さすがにバラを敷き詰めてはいないけれど、王族の使う部屋はどこも妙に仰々しいのよね。せっかく日本に来たのだから、もっと小ざっぱりした部屋が良かったのに。
そういうわけには参りません。
お姉様が寝やとする以上、その内装にはソルティレージュ、特に楽団派のメンツというものがございます。まあ一晩二晩のお泊まりくらいなら構いませんが。あ、それいい。ねえねえ、オーラ、今晩ここに。
Heck nah, dude. I'm gonna get crucified.
もちろんダメです。
She's the bomb, for real. Imagine her as a milk. Sorry. I had no intention of saying okay either, but she stopped her before I could.
ダメ？
ダメです。シルビー様が殿方の部屋に泊まり込むことを許せば、
10 dominant
私の気球で10本差し出しても足りぬ問題です。
なら、レイナの部屋。ねえ、レイナの部屋はどう？いいよ。おいでおいで。枕投げしよう。1個しかないけど。
Just split the pillow. They were both the same sex, but Elissan still had a sour look in her face. Is that a no-go from a security stance?
配置を大幅に転換せねばなりません。
Sounded like a hassle in her capacity as an imperial knight. Since she merely rejected her initial proposal on the basis of us being the opposite sex, it was probably difficult for her to say no this time. She looked extremely uncomfortable. Zoe, if you want to stay over, why don't you hold off and bring this up again some other time?
今日は行けないの？
Well, for one, the weather's not great today. If you're going to the effort, it'd make me happy if you stayed over on a sunny day and let me join on that tea party you mentioned.
それもいいかも。
It was a crude justification, but she seemed to be on board with it. The conversation lapsed away from her staying over.
助かります。
You're welcome, other mommy. Not at all. Elissan was genuinely relieved.
ところでゲロ、こちらの飲み物、どうやって開けますの？
See the marble in the middle? Push down on it as hard as you can.
ややこしいですわね。
You Northern Europeans are the ones who created it.
ここを押すんですのね。
Mina-chan was fighting hard to open her remnant. She put her strength into the marble on the lid.
ねえねえ、オーラ。
Mm-hmm.
今度晴れの日も泊まりに来るとして、今日は今日で泊まっていけばいいんじゃないかしら。
Crap, my argument had been too shoddy after all. This was going to somehow end up with her staying over longer and throwing her security detail into total chaos. I had to at least curtail it down to a single visit. Wait a sec, Sylvie. You should give up on today regardless.
どうして？
There are a lot of reasons, but either way, unless there's some absolutely essential reason, you can't stay over.
どうしてもの事情って？
Like, for example,
例えば？
like if you were trapped in this dorm for some reason. Jeez.
何事だ？
このラムネ、爆薬のスイッチか何かですの？
Good timing. It came from outside. What was that sound? I went outside. There was a loud commotion going on outside in the foyer. Everyone was in such a panic, though, that we hadn't received any information.
うるせえこら！
Jeez.
起こすなっつってんだろ、寝てんだよこっちは。
I didn't make the noise.
そういや、なんか建物が壊れたみたいな音だったな。
So spicy. I obviously wouldn't make a noise like that.
それになんだ？水の音？で、水道管でもぶっ壊れたか？
Oh. Water? I didn't notice that sound, but no way. It's gotta be the rain.
雨の音じゃねえよ。 今も聞こえる。もっと不協和音。
You have sharp ears. All I could hear were raindrops careening through the air.
オーラ、なんだった？
テロの類で。
Act of terrorism.
ラムネとやらが悪いんですわよ。私はただ言われた通り蓋を開けただけで。
I hate kids. I'm kidding. I'm not sure what the situation. I'm not sure what the situation is yet. And then.
みんな、誰かいない子がいないかすぐ確認して。
Someone came barging in from
ど
outside.
うしたんすか先輩。怖い顔して。
質問は後。いいかいみんな。寮生で誰かいなくなってる子が。
Huh? Zoom. Oh. The power went out. It was a blackout. The heaters all powered down with a foom and stopped circulating air. That was all, and yet. It was plenty to make all the rich young ladies go into a panic. A blackout on top of not knowing what that earlier sound was caused the residents to shriek and gently cling to one another. Heck yeah, finally something happens. We were the only ones staying calm, huh? No, I guess we weren't. Ella-san was watching over the two princesses vigilantly, ready to kill a man if anything were to happen. Aw, dude, I feel bad for Ella. She's always got to be like on guard as the bodyguard, basically. That sucks. Even though she likes doing that, like imagine just, I don't know, just thinking about how you always have to be like that, not even enjoying like the moment. You always got to be like, all right, someone's gonna kill these motherfuckers. Whatever the case was, we had to get a handle on our situation. Senpai, did something happen? An upperclassman who seemed to know what was going on looked bewildered by the blackout, but calmed down when I spoke to her.
弁天さんのあたりで包みが決壊したとかで、この丘の下の方で土砂崩れが起きたみたいな
Jeez,
の。
that's crazy.
停電も多分それ。
土砂崩れ。え、この量やばくない？
Geographically, the landslide will sink to the nearby lake before it reaches us. Don't worry. Sediment should sink well in advance. In that sense, our lives weren't in any danger, at least. More importantly, did anyone get caught up in it?
わからない。でも今、下の方で道が崩落してた。
Jeez.
下の方。この量の子しか使わない道ですね。
Was the Yaka part of it? I hope she was. So if there were any victims, they would be girls from this dorm? As her upperclassman, she was worried if anyone was present, and if not, wanted to check up on them by phone, but...
停電ですよね。それに土砂崩れなんて。なになんなのもう。どうしましょう、どうすれば。泣かないで。ね。
Everyone was in a panic. Some girls had even begun to cry. It would be a major effort just to calm everyone down at this point. Confirming everyone's safety would probably be utterly impossible. Calming everyone down, sounding impossible on my own.
では、テロの可能性は低いのだな。ああ、シルビア様とカミナル様はご無事だ。私もいる。引き続き公安と連携を取れ。
I guess we could rely on one cool-headed person. I headed over to Ella-san, who was already on the phone. Were you on the phone with a subordinate?
事態を伝えたところです。すでに警察も動いてくれている。本日お二方がこちらへ来ていることは極秘ですので、お二人を狙ったテロではないようです。
For such an unsettling subject, I was glad we didn't seem to be in danger. Everyone's freaking out, so could you get the others to calm everyone down, Sylvie?
いいけれど、オーラが声をかけてあげればいいんじゃないかしら。
Definitely not. No, I couldn't. By the sound of it, Sylvie still didn't understand where I stood in the storm. This really put me on the spot. Stuff to talk about.
まあいいわ。みんなにお話を聞いてもらえばいいのね。
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people, but...
静粛に!
Mina-chan clapped her hands together. I was a bit surprised. And so was everyone else. The room fell silent as they turned toward us.
お姉様からお話がありますわ。お静かに。
One-sama? After skillfully simmering them all
あり
down...
がとう、みんな。
Oh, okay. So we stepped forward.
ブルース・クラウンさん、シルビア様、お越しになってたんだ。みんな、なんだか外が騒がしいみたいだけど、 エルが言うには危険はないんだそうよ。だから怖がらなくていいわ。
Sylvie said all of this with her usual sweet smile. As the sun had met, there was no danger in a different sense. But that aside, I have a question. Just thinking about it now, is there a time where Sylvia is not, like, always seem to be happy? There's got to be, like, obviously, like, everyone has their demons, but I feel like this girl has got to have some, like, dark stuff, you know? I don't know, just something tells me that she probably has, like, a dark background, or I don't know, or maybe not. I'm probably really wrong, and that's just how she always is. But if you're a human, there's no way you're always like that. That sounds like too much energy, bro. Energy that I don't have.
そう。クルスクラン様がそうおっしゃるなら、まあ。
It was more effective than I imagined. With Mina-chan's compelling display and Sylvie's calming speech, all of the commotion that had spread throughout the dorm instantly settled. She was so cool. Was this fostered from her royal upbringing? Either way. Senpai. She re-explained the current situation to everyone. The residents were still panicking when we heard about the landslide, but it didn't cause another panic now that Sylvie's presence had given everyone emotional support. She made sure of who was currently in the dorm and got in touch with anyone who may have been absent or planning on coming by the dorm today. And as a result...
よし、彩香にも連絡ついた。少なくとも寮生で危険にあった子は一人もないよ。
W. There were sighs of relief all around from the students who were in earshot.
先輩、今下の人たちから連絡来ました。これ土砂崩れではないんだって。下では包みが破れて浸水被害は出てるけど、こっちは道が崩落しただけ。
え、そうなの？
包みが破れたのも雨のせいではなく、作業中の事故だそうだ。これ式の雨でそこまでの被害は出るまい。
Despite the fact that it was coming down for days on end, it was true we'd gotten a pretty average amount of rainfall.
なんだ、もう先輩脅かさないでよ。
びっくりしちゃいました。悪い悪い。
All of the residents who previously panicked and were trembling in fear had eventually laughed it off. Good, good. Didn't look like there was anything I could do, but I just quietly watched from the sidelines.
お姉様？どうかされまして？まさかね。
What? What are you talking about? This incident occurred on the first day of our 3-day weekend, and it ended on a rather sour note. The rain stopped around the time the sun set. But... oh no. What's up with them?
暗くなってきちゃった。
ただいま戻りました。
It's seriously cold out there. Alessandra and I came back to the dorm after taking a look outside.
おかえり二人とも。どうだった？
ダメですね。道は使い物にならないし、迂回路もなさそうです。
Getting off this hill is not happening.
閉じ込められたか。
We had been isolated from the outside world. The cave-in senpai had mistaken for a landslide was still expansive enough to shock everyone. The road which connected the academy and dorm on the hill to the city was completely out of service. We were trapped.
電気の復旧も目処が立ってないって。
参ったね。
I'm sure it'll be back on tomorrow or the day after. It was already pretty late in the day. Several areas of the city were seemingly flooded, so they likely began restoring power there and save us for later. Couldn't you put your royal cheat powers to work? Like sending out a helicopter or something?
ヘリコプターはこの状況で使うと、本格的に土砂崩れを誘発しかねないという問題が。さらに言えば、日本政府からこの件、どうか大ごとにはしないでほしいと打診が来ているそうです。
So they won't help out a princess in trouble, even in a natural disaster.
それでもシルビー様が望むなら、せめて皆様とお二人だけでも強行手段で脱出しますが。
ねえねえ、ここから出られないんじゃ、今日はお泊まりするしかないってことよね。
しゃあないな。布団用意しときますか。
イエーイ。ウェイ。
あんな感じです。
I understand perfectly. Causing a real landslide would be awful, so we'd have to give up and wait for power to be restored. Luckily, in the modern world, we still have access to our cell phones and could get in touch with our worried family members. There were likely girls who hadn't planned on leaving during this long weekend anyway. This just meant everyone had been added to their ranks. However, sure does. There were currently 102 people living in this dormitory. Based on the roll call that was taken earlier, there were 89 of us remaining and 7 guests like Sylvie present. That made 96 in total. How's the convenience store?
ちょうど品入れの今日というのが運が悪い。
The convenience store and cafe that acted as this dorm's food depository had closed signs hung up. This was an emergency, so we could just help ourselves and go inside, but
ここのコンビニは食料品でなく文具や雑貨がメインです。あるのはせいぜいつまめるものくらいですね。
they had a decent amount of potato chips, chocolate, and so forth, but nothing that qualified as proper food.
同じく喫茶店の方も3連休の間閉めるから日持ちのしないものは全部引き上げちゃってる。
The cafe, which ordinarily had a pile of bread on display, pretty much only had coffee beans for the day. All that's left are soft drinks, huh? The convenience store had several soft drinks in stock.
水道管はつながったままだからありがたみは薄いな。まあカロリーベースでは頼りになるか。
As she said, the water lines were running and we had soft drinks. There weren't many types of sweets, but it wasn't like there were none either. There was also a heap of sugar in the cafe, if we so desired, so there should be no way of the 100-ish people here starving. We simply didn't have any real meals.
とりあえず今日のところはコンビニにあるものを完全開放し全員に均一に配りましょう。
Sounds like a plan. Let's hope the road is fixed by tomorrow. If this were a more desperate survival situation, we could see what food every individual had on hand and distribute even more uniformly. But there was no need to go that far. From a calorie perspective, starvation was a non-issue. Anyone who happened to have their own food was lucky. If not, their dinner plans would be a bit questionable for the day. That was all. We might go hungry for today, but it will surely make for a funny story a few days later. There was no need to get serious. No need to get serious for today, anyway.
ご飯も大変だけど、それより問題は電気だよ。今日やたら寒くない？
ん？そうでしょうか。
Doesn't really feel that way to us since we've been out walking around. But I get it. The heat's out. It was November already, the season where the temperatures had dropped sharply. The power had gone out around 10 a.m. and the heater stopped running then. As the day went on, the temperature was starting to drop and become quite chilly out. Once night fell, it would definitely get even colder. It wasn't just the heaters, all electrical appliances were out of commission. A single refrigerator could apparently raise the temperature a degree in a 106 square foot room, and I had heard a big screen TV could produce nearly as much heat as a small space heater. That's crazy. All of those minor heat sources were out of operation for the night.
本格的に冬ならみんな防寒着も出してたでしょうけど、今はまだ秋ですし。
カイロなんかもコンビニが起き出すのは11月後半から。今は一番時期が悪いよ。
Countermeasures for the cold.
そこはもう個人で心がけるほかありません。最悪布団をかぶっているだけでもいい。
In the worst case scenario, indeed. I hope they wouldn't come to that.
寒いと気分下がるよね。
Rain aside, sounding depressed. That was the problem.
このテラスってこんなに寒かったんだ。
The foyer, which was walled in by vending machines and exaggerated lighting, had been warm ever since I first arrived. Having such an ordinarily comfortable place as to be came as a big mental strain. For someone like Reina to be this depressed, surely there were other girls in the dorm who felt substantially worse. That would make those girls even more uneasy now that they were largely isolated from the outside world.
問題が出てきたね。明日にも早く復旧してくれるのを祈るよ。
For sure. By tomorrow, huh? It would suck if that was not the case.
見て見て、私らのことやってる。
Reina, who had been looking at her phone, happily showed us. It looked like she'd been watching TV. They were covering the flood in the lower city and...
丘の奥に取り残された学生たちとは現在も連絡がつかない状態が続いています。
連絡つくよね。
We do have cell phones.
以上、現場からでした。とても心配ですね。さて、ここで実際に取り残されている学生と電話がつながっています。もしもし。
もしもし、
もう本当に困ってて。あ、メゴチンの声。
Oh god, so we are in contact. The news was just plain disorganized lately. Well, that aside,
ですがよかった。シルビー様たちのことは秘匿できたようです。
they were prominently covering the flooding of the city on TV. They mentioned students left behind in a dormitory, but didn't reveal that it was Nobel Academy. What's more, they didn't even allude to Sylvie's involvement, of which it was common knowledge that she was attending that very
こ
academy.
の国の警察は優秀ですわね。
I've heard cynical moments that the CIA is also surprisingly adept at smothering information that's damaging to themselves too. Fine by me, so as long as Sylvia wasn't affected by it, which meant we could focus on our own safety and well-being.
このご時世、電気止まっててもなんだかんだ暇つぶしくらい楽勝だよね。
You can't charge anything, so watch out.
おっと、
She'd already changed to a different news station, but shut it off.
最近の携帯電話ってテレビも見られるんだ。
You didn't know? Oh, that reminds me, your cell phone is...
これよ。
She naturally had one, partially in the name of security, but she pulled out an old-fashioned flip phone.
またレアなの持ってるね。
日本では主流だという日本の会社の携帯をわざわざ用意したのですが。
It's a nice gesture, but it's rare to see anyone using a flip phone nowadays. For better or worse, they had to go international and were occupying a foreign country.
でもいいな。私このパカパカって折りたたみができる携帯
Flip
が好
phones
き
are
よ。
the crap, dude. Heck yeah. As long as you're happy, then that's what's important. Basically, the only feature you need for security were phone, email, and GPS. Smartphones are honestly overkill anyway. I only ever use mine for phone calls and email too. Same goes for any TV functionality. I haven't used it once since upgrading to my current one.
画面がちっちゃいもんね。
Yeah, exactly. I don't even watch much TV anymore, but if I were going to, I'd rather it were on a huge screen. I probably had a TV set up in the room. I wish I could at least have one this size.
その分今みたいな電気がないと見れないけどね。
Well, that's for a day or two. It's not really. That was when I realized it. Even if I didn't care about TV, having no power meant my DVR also wasn't functional. Which meant the live broadcast of Maria Bishop I had set to record at 7 p.m. tonight.
ああ、思い出した。
Reina had apparently realized it. Dang it, seriously, today? Of all days?
諸行無常だね。おー。
Based on Sylvie and the others' faces, they didn't understand. Ella-san, can you use your royal cheap powers to get your hands on, like, a generator or something?
考えてみましたが無理です。この量一つの暖房電力を賄う発電機な
Bro.
ど。
Just one TV is enough and a recorder.
は
I'm begging you. I'd even be fine with the bike kind of generator you have to pedal in the worst case.
あれ実在するんですの？
What should I do? As I was busy freaking out. Bam. Whoops. That was my neighbor telling us to shut up. Sorry. Wait. If the neighbor is home, then maybe she's not Maria. Oops. I went ahead and
お
apologized.
隣どなたか住んでいるの？
Oh, yeah. Delinquent.
へえ、お会いしたことがないわね。
I've never met them before. She lives in a totally separate world from a princess after all.
でも私、ノーブル学園の生徒なら全員顔を覚えているのよ。一度も見たことがないなんて不思議。
Everyone?
王室をはじめ貴族社会にとって人の顔を覚えることは最も大事な素養の一つですから。
Imagine going on a date with Ella and all she's talking about is someone else. That sucks.
驚くことじゃございませんわ。私だって全員とは言わずとも学園の半分くらいは顔を覚えてますわよ。
Novels were astounding. Even now I only recognize around 80% of my classmates.
それは単にオーロが失礼なだけ。
Shut up, Reina. Oh, shut it. I remember everyone I'm close to. This just means I don't have people I'm friendly with.
菊ちゃんの顔、パッと思い出せる？
Huh? Give it to us.
うわ、マジで覚えてないかよ。
I'll remember when I see him.
まあ、とにかく会ってみたいわね。お隣さん。
Is that a really good idea? As we chat about this and that, the sun began to set.
お腹が空いてきました。
The biggest issue with the survival last though finally rears its head. Dinner time has come.
なんだかんだでお昼も食べてないものね。お昼は適当にお菓子とジュースでごまかしたので、さすがに空腹が気になってまいりますわ。
So then, don't you think I'm amazing for having a cup noodle stock bar?
神かよー、素敵。
とても助かります。
All of the supplies in the convenience store were split between the other residents, but we refrained from taking our share, as we had my stack of cup noodles to fall back on.
いやー、悪いねオーロ。ありがたくいただきます。
Not happening. Shoo.
あれ、
So this is all the food we have. If you want it, you'll have to compensate me somehow. In what way?
おら
What do you mean by that?
唐突に汚いですわね、このゲロは。なんだ、何が欲しいんだ、お金か。
Oh, that does sound sweet.
エル、私が自由に使えるお金っていくらくらいあったかしら。
側近なら日本円で30億ほどでしょうか。
$3 billion?
緊急事態なら50億程度は可能ですわ
What the
よ。
freak? You shouldn't throw around that kind of cash willy-nilly. You're making me actually want to demand money now. Unfortunately, money is not even fit to wipe your butt with here. This is a kingdom of carnage where food and water is everything.
ちくしょう。オーロは急にどうしたの？サバイバル映画とかに出てくるゲス役がやりたいんだよ。ほら、一人だけ銃持って調子こいて最後に殺される。
Reina gets me.
ぴったりな配役ですこと。
Now, you want food, don't you? Then what will you give me?
あ、この腕時計なんてどうかしら。ほんの4億円の品なんだけど。
That's not the point. I was terrified that as long as they weren't on the same wavelength as my game, the thought of possibly becoming rich would generally bring up the evil inside of me.
シルビー、ちょっとおいで。
She mumbled something quietly in her ear.
そんな風に言えばいいの？そう、日本人の礼儀。
I'm not like this.
わかったわ。オーロ、
What
も
is
う
she
一
gonna
回最初
do?
から。
Oh, here. What will you give me, princess?
なんて汚い男なの。
Eh? Now we were talking. So you will. Right now, I am the one with food.
悔しい。
Her performance was a little overblown, but Silver's reaction hit all the right notes. It had my sleazy side raring to go. Let me see. Why don't you do something special for me then?
サービス？なんでもいいから悔しがって。
Just act frustrated.
何をしろというの？
Good question. First, I'll have you strip those troublesome clothes and provide some already good. What?
を求めるようなら首を飛ばしますが。
I'll spare you from that for today, but can't give you any food.
悔しい。
While we were playing. Jeez. She kicked me.
今ですわ、お姉様。
Eh? Hey, it's too soon for the comeback scene. They ended up holding me down.
まったく、いつまでもうだうだとオチがつかないから。でも楽しかったわ。ねえみんな、オーロといると楽しいでしょ。さっぱりわかりませんわ。
Anyway, you've got me pinned down. Mind letting me go? It hurts. They released my
どう
arms.
する？まだ遊ぶ？
I'm good now. So, about those cup noodles, we had 6 packages. I'd also bought some beef jerky for when I got sick of the taste. Raina had also bought some random candy, so we had plenty of sweets. It shouldn't pose any problem for a single
カ
meal.
ップ麺はいいとして。
I'm gonna say it right here, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta
状況
sleep.
を記録します。
I gotta sleep. But I'm liking this little situation. It's very, I think it's fun, to be honest. Like, it's nothing that I would expect. Definitely not. But that's what makes it more interesting. You don't know what's gonna happen next. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter episode of Kinkoi. And if you did, drop that like, subscribe if you made it this far. If you made it this far, I haven't done any of that. What the heck is your problem? Anyways, if you have any game suggestions, another friendly reminder, let me know in the comment section below. And I'm gonna let you guys go. But once again, I really enjoyed this episode. A really fun little episode. I still think Ria's Maria, but I could be very, very, very wrong about that. I don't know. I just can't help but feel like they're somehow connected, or maybe they're the same person. I don't know. But The more I play this game, the more I love it. Like, I don't know. I've been always like, oh, I want to play. And that's how I was with Cafe Stella. Maybe I just got sick of it because we're like over 20 episodes in. I don't know, but this game is really fun. Anyways, that's enough ranting. I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all stay safe, and as always, until next time, fellas.